Let's start with this Between Two Ferns video. Because it was like it came out a little over 24 hours ago. We've talked about it a lot. We played some of the audio, but I can't get enough of the audio because it's just so weird.
It was probably the favorite thing that I've ever woken up and had to write at 7 a.m. Right? Zach Galifianakis interviewing the president.
When I saw it, I said, "No, that's not. That's not that. It's gonna be not Obama, or like we're totally getting Kimmeled or something here. Like it's not gonna." But it was actually the president of the United States. It was actually doing a very bizarre interview with Zach Galifianakis.
I think the best part was that he really bought into the conceit of the whole bit. You know, it wouldn't have worked if Obama tried to stay very presidential and very serious, but instead he really got into the spirit of it and kind of, really attacked Galifianakis, took some shots back, and it was a lot of fun.
And it also wouldn't have worked if Galifianakis had sort of pulled punches and given a layup of an interview. Here's one of the questions that sort of struck me as as something you won't hear every day.
You said if you had a son, you would not let him play football. What makes you think that he would want to play football? What if he was a nerd like you?
Do you think a woman like Michelle would marry a nerd? Why don't you ask her whether she thinks I'm a nerd?
Could I?
No, I'm not going to let her near you.
Like he just did such a good job playing with the back and forth. Hey, do you have the last black president clip too? Because this was, I think, the first question that really threw me.
I have to know, what is it like to be the last black president?
Seriously? What's it like for this to be the last time you ever talked to a president?
It's just so good.
And what's been amazing is it's really worked for the White House. They were the Department of Health and Human Services was tweeting out this morning that traffic was up, I think something like 40% onto Healthcare.Gov.
40%.
Yeah. And Funny or Die, the website where this Between Two Ferns series is hosted, was the number one kind of refer of traffic to Healthcare.Gov yesterday. And so this is a big thing for the Obama administration. We saw numbers come out yesterday. 4.2 million people had signed up for Obamacare, but they hadn't improved on the 25% of sort of millennials, 18 to 34-year-olds, that they really are targeting and need, for Obamacare to be a big success. And so this is something that the White House has kind of said explicitly. We want to reach out to this audience that might not be watching the nightly news, might not be reading the newspaper, but this is a way to get to them.
I'd say the average viral video gets what, like 3-4 million views, something like that. They
were saying the average of these Funny or Die videos gets 6 million just for the random celebrity interview, Justin Bieber or whoever, and Carney kind of boldly predicted yesterday they're going to blow past that number, and so as
of now. It currently sits at 11.2 million views on Funny
so
or Die.
It was a safe bet, I guess.
Yeah,
we're almost double that.
They were almost double of like the most popular one there. I mentioned to Evan, like I just am kind of stunned that many people hadn't thought to go or hadn't heard of or hadn't put it together like, oh, I should maybe go to Healthcare.Gov. And this is the outlet that makes you go there.
I've been really surprised by that too, especially among young people. This is a personal anecdote, and of course we get into these, but I had a friend of mine who was very sick all through high school, all through college. Actually had to drop out of college because his health problems were so bad. Living on his own now, has an hourly part-time job, was without health care for months and months. And back when we got to the Obamacare deadline, a few months ago, I was talking to him on the phone. I'm like, you've investigated this, right? Because you've been complaining for a year and a half about how you're really sick and don't have health care. And he's like, oh, you can go and sign. And I was just like, at that point, if this kid doesn't know that you can go and sign up for Obamacare, and it's really, I've been really kind of surprised that they've been unable to hit it. And I think a big part of that actually is obviously the kind of botched and failed rollout at the beginning hurt them, not just because people who wanted the service couldn't log on, but it made the White House very adverse to talking about, doing something like going on Funny or Die, doing something like going on the late night television shows, kind of ramping up these marketing efforts. And we've heard this also from Latino groups like NCLR and some African American advocacy groups that have said, well, we wanted to go out and reach out to our constituencies. We wanted to rally them, but the website just wasn't working for the first couple months. And so now we're really trying to play catch up, and we're pretty far behind.